Hen un nouveau roi des loups Christian POV Christian. Come on, the ceremony starts into hours. I almost forgot. Today is the day I finally become alpha of the Dawn Pride pack. I've been on cloud 9 ever since my date last night. Just being around her puts me and my wolf at ease. I wish she could come today. Not that being a human is a bad thing. I love that she's a little extra fragile, it just gives me all the more reason to protect her. Evelyn. I'll meet you downstairs in a bit, I reply. It's not only my alpha ceremony, but Bentley's going to become beta. Justin is going to become gamma. And Jackson delta. Betas are basically the alphas, right? Handman. Gamma As are in charge of pack security and help the alphas with pack business, and deltas are the Luna's right-hand man. Obviously. Amelia's Lunar ceremony won't be for a long time, but I still want Jackson to officially take on the role. If anything, it provides more protection for my angel. With the threat of the Midnight Eclipse pack and rogues, it's becoming tenser by the day, and I cannot afford to lose anyone else. It's been 2 years since Annabelle was taken from us. I've never stopped looking for my little sister, even though everyone thinks she's gone. We still do search parties every week, but I can tell most of the pack has lost hope. The rogue situation has only gotten worse recently. I had to miss school for most of the week from our last attack. They somehow got a hold of Wolfsbane and used it to their advantage. I was asleep for 3 days and I worried my Amelia. Her presence would have definitely helped in my recovery, but I can't bring her into this life right now. I hate lying to her, but she doesn't deserve any more hurt. I slowly get out of bed and head into the shower. My room is made of grey walls, a king-sized bed, oak wood desk, a nice leather couch with a flat-screen TV and huge windows that led onto a balcony looking over part of our territory. Bentley and I share the top floor of the pack house since we are the future leaders of the pack. We have our bedrooms, a mini-kitchen, living room and both our personal offices. Our main offices and meeting rooms are on the first floor of the pack house. After a long shower, I go into my closet and choose to wear a white dress shirt with a navy blue suit and tie. After that, I look into the mirror once last time and leave my bedroom. Today is the day I finally take on the responsibility. I've been training for this since I was 5 years old, so today is definitely a day to remember. How are you feeling, Chris? Bentley says as I walk into our living room. Why, you guys got this. His mate Eleanor says. Eleanor moved in with Bentley the day they found each other. I had sent him to look over a pack who seemed pretty shady recently, and where he found out the alpha used to abuse all the omgays in the pack. Eleanor has been starved and abused almost her entire life. She's been here about 2 weeks now, and I'm glad to see her finally coming out of her shell a bit. She still has a lot of trust issues though. Honestly, I'm ready for it. What about you, Bentley? I reply, looking back at the two. I can't wait for the day Amelia moves in with me, and we finally start the rest of our lives together. I'm excited to finally take over too. We've been at this for so long, it's pretty nice to see this day come, he replies. So you're coming? Eleanor asks. No, she still doesn't know about us. And besides, she's moving into her new house today. Tomorrow we're all invited for brunch if you guys wanted to come, I reply. She gives me a hesitant look before turning back to Bentley. We'd love to join you guys. Eleanor here has been bugging me to see anyways, Bentley says, smiling. Eleanor starts to blush a little before tucking her head into his neck. Great, I'll let her know. We have to get to the ceremony. It starts soon, I reply. I'm really glad that my mate and my best friends make it along so well. It's always been a silent hope of Bentley and I. Let's go, love. Time to see your hot mate get crowned, Bentley smirks. Both him and Eleanor get up from the couch and join me in the elevator. We all fall into a comfortable silence before getting off the elevator and entering the main kitchen where everyone else is. Here's my two dashing young leaders, my mom says as she pulls us into a hug. We're so proud of you, Melissa. Bentley's mom adds. Who know you two troublemakers would mature enough to rule the pack, John. Bentley's dad says. Yep, today's the day, you can't give us a curfew anymore, I reply. Both Bentley and I fist bump. We don't have much time, so we should head over soon, my dad says. We all exchange last glances and head out to the clearing where the ceremony is taking place. Everyone is already seated by the time we get to the ceremony. My mom, Dad, John, Bentley and I walk down the long aisle to get onto the stage where the ritual is taking place. Good morning, members of Dawn Pride Pack. Today is a historical day where my son, Christian Mason Black, becoming the alpha of our pack. He has grown into a fine young man, and I expecting greatness to come with his lead. With the recent finding of our future Luna, Christian is more than ready to assume the role. We will now do the blood oath ceremony, Dad says. He proceeds to grab the alpha's blade and switch his wrist. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Do you pledge your loyalty to the members of Dawn Pride Pack? Do you promise to honor and lead them with greatness, courage and your entire being? Do you promise to put them first and never stop fighting for this pack? Do you promise to treat each and everyone like your brothers and sisters and rule with fairness? Dad recites the oath and hands the alpha's blade to me. I take hold of the blade and cut my palm as well. I pledge my loyalty to the pack, I reply bright-eyed. Both my dad and I connect our palms and I officially become alpha. I feel a surge of power go through my body and I feel stronger than I ever have before. I turn towards the rest of the pack members and they all bow into submission before me. As first action as alpha, I would like to appoint Bentley Cadoni as beta on Pride Pack, I state. Bentley comes up to the stage, sits his palm with the blade and connects his palm into mine. The rest of the pack howls in approval. Thank you, Dawn Pride Pack. I pledge my loyalty to you, Bentley says as he stands beside me on stage. I would like to appoint Justin Collins as Gamma of Dawn Pride Pack, I announce. Justin comes up on stage and repeats the same ritual as Bentley did before. I pledge my loyalty to Dawn Pride Pack, he says, before turning to stand beside Bentley. I would like to appoint Jackson Evans as Delta of Dawn Pride Pack, I finally state. He too repeats the same ritual as Justin and Bentley. I pledge my loyalty to Dawn Pride Pack, Jackson states. He then proceeds to stand by Justin. I hereby announce our new leaders of Dawn Pride Pack, my dad finally announces to the entire pack and motions towards us. We pledge our loyalty to Alpha Christian Black. All the members of the pack recite at one and howl. I feel the strength in my body grow as the bond is finally sealed. I'm officially Alpha. I would like to invite everyone to join me for the very first pack run under my reign, I announce. All pack members eagerly gap from their seats and join me in the forest. As Alpha, it is my job to lead the pack runs, with Bentley behind me, Justin in the middle and Jackson in the pack of the pack to ensure everyone is safe. Of course normally I would have my Luna beside me too, but since Amelia is human, I'm not sure how that will work. Do you feel the strength too? Bentley whispers to me, yep. It's amazing, I reply smiling at him. We both take off our clothes and shift into our wolves. My wolf is now the biggest of the pack. He is midnight black fur and my blue eyes. As soon as Ivy is shifted, I turn towards the rest of the pack and let out howl. We all begin our run on the perimeter of the territory. After a good 2-hour run, all pack members go back to their households to get ready for tonight's party to celebrate. I also head back into my room to shower again and change my clothes to something more casual for the bonfire. I feel over the moon right now. The only thing that could lighten my mood is having my angel beside me. I hope she accepts all of me and the pack. I don't even know what I would do if she didn't want this life. Hey Alpha brother, get over here. Evelyn calls me over as I yard for the pack bonfire. It's rare we manage to get everyone together like this. And as Alpha, I want to make this more of a regular thing. I motion to walk towards Evelyn and everyone when I feel a tug on my arm. I quickly turn around to see Emily. We let her off with a warning with what happened with Amelia, since she did her ass kicked by a human anyways. Hey baby, where are you going? You need to introduce your Luna, she says, flirting as she bats her eyelashes. Emily, you're not my Luna and I don't feel anything more than a friendship with you, so it suggests you stop referring me by my title, I reply sternly. My heart only lies with Amelia and I don't understand how she doesn't get that. She gives me a frown as I pull away from her to meet up with the rest of the group. Alpha Christian, I like the ring of it, Justin says, smiling at me. Thank you, Gamma Justin. I'm pretty happy this day finally came, I reply, matching his smile. So Alpha Christian, How was your date last night with the Luna? Ali says, smirking at me. Honestly, I never believed you could feel so much adoration for a person before meeting her. She's going to make a great Luna, I reply, smiling from the memories of last night. She even managed to meet some pack members during our date, and they all had wonderful things to say about her in my mind link afterwards. When are you going to tell her? Jackson asks. I don't know. I have to talk about it with your family first too. Maybe they kept it from her for a reason. David is half werewolf anyways, I reply, frowning. That is not a conversation I am looking forward to. Yeah, I understand. I think they kept it from her. Uncle David doesn't shift and her mom is human. They had no need to. Uncle David wants to tell her soon though, considering half this town is filled with werewolves anyways. I hate keeping the secret from her, Jackson says, frowning as well. Enough of this sad talk. Time to celebrate. Eleanor, come get some s'mores, Evel exclaims and drags them away. That's how we spent the rest of the night, enjoying each other's company and talking with pack members. It was a great barbecue and I am truly honored to be the alpha of this pack. By the time 2 o'clock came around, I helped everyone clean up and finally went upstairs back in my room. Everyone is able to make it for brunch at Amelia, so they're all super excited for her cooking. Luckily her new house is closer to pack grounds, only a 10-minute drive from our gates and 3-minute run, if I ever needed to get there quickly. I fall asleep with my last though of my mate's beautiful hazel eyes and the sound of her laugh. Amelia POV'd, Ad, do you know where the flour is? I yell from the kitchen. Yesterday Ad and I spent half the day setting up the rest of the house and the other half like couch potatoes. It was nice to have a relaxing evening. Ever since we moved here it's been always on the go. Finally today is Sunday brunch and I'm cooking for 14 people. Mommy used to always help me out when we would have people over, so it's a bit of a wake-up call doing this all alone. I miss her smile every day. Under the second cupboard to the left, he replies. I put him on setting up the outside table duty. I even sent him to the flower store for a nice centerpiece. So far I've finished the omelettes, pancakes, bacon and sausage, and now rolling out the dough for some chocolate cherry scones and peanut butter cookies. I've noticed that people eat a lot of food around here, so this is probably one of the biggest brunches I've ever cooked. I wipe the remaining flour on my apron and throw them in the oven. Dad, can you pull out the scones and cookies in 20 minutes from the oven? I need to change before everyone gets here, I yell. Yep, go ahead, he replies. I take off my apron and make my way to my bedroom. I love my new bedroom, with its beach views and marble and white bathroom. I also have a fully stocked closet filled with Mom's collections. I wash my face and let down my hair in the bathroom. Quickly, I apply some mascara on my lashes and make my way into the closet. I decide to wear a white romper with roses, some gold hoop earrings and tan flats. After finishing getting ready, I make my way back into the kitchen and greeted with the sweet smell of my baking. I don't think I can wait any longer for them to come, Millie. Those scones are mouth-watering, Dad exclaims as he reaches over to grab one. I quickly swat his hand away and roll my eyes. Can't let me, Papa, control yourself, Dad, I reply, chuckling. Was suddenly interrupted by the sound of the doorbell ringing. Dad makes his way to the door to greet our guests while I continue cleaning up the kitchen from this morning's mess. Welcome to our home, brother, Dad says and pulls Uncle Joey in a hug. This place is beautiful. I love the art, Aunt Talia exclaims. We brought over all our Parisian canvases to remember our old home. Millie, it smells amazing in here. I should have had you cook for us sooner, Uncle Joey jokes. Dad takes them both for a tour of the house. Meanwhile, I take charge and bring in the food outside. Right as I make my way into the kitchen for the last plate, the doorbell rings again. Leah. It's so pretty here. You are now hosting all our sleepovers, Evelyn says as she jumps into my arms. Ali, Evelyn, Eleanor, Bentley, Jackson and Justin all in the doorway. Welcome to my new home. Make yourselves comfortable, I say, smiling at all of them. As soon as I go to close the door, I see Christian with his parents walking up. Good morning, Angel. You look beautiful, he says, smiling at me. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for coming, I reply. The butterflies in my stomach come back in full force. Amelia, dear, what a lovely home you have. Thank you for welcoming us here, Stephanie, Christian's mom says. She quickly pulls me into a hug and hands me a housewarming basket. Thank you, Stephanie and Tobias. It's great to have you here, I reply, smiling and returning her hug. Are you kidding? Steph hasn't stopped talking about your cooking, Tobias says. We make our way inside to the backyard to join up with everyone else, who's already seated. David, how nice to see you. Meet my wife. Stephanie. Tobias greets my dad when we walk in the backyard. Nice to meet you, Stephanie. Welcome to our home, my dad replies, smiling back. We all take our seats at the patio table, overlooking the ocean. Everyone quickly digs into the feast, and for the first minute, all I hear is moans of appreciation. Once again, Leah. You killed it, Mr. Evans. Can I take her home with me? Evelyn exclaims as she goes for a second plate. The table erupts in chuckles. You can have her on Saturdays, Dad jokes. I give him a little glare and he winks at me. I would like to say a big thank you to everyone here today. Both me and I appreciate the hospitality you have all shown us upon our arrival, Dad begins. It's really great to see my little girl surrounded by lovely people. And seeing my gym take off is a true dream, he says. You guys are family, and your arrival is deeply appreciated by all of us. Uncle Joey says. We all exchange smiles and continue digging into the food. It's a good thing I doubled everything. These people sure do eat a lot. We continue to small talk for the remainder of the brunch. After we've all finished eating, everyone helps me bring in the plates and do the dishes. Really, it's fine. You should all be relaxing. As Aunt Toya, Stephanie and Ali take over dish duty. Nonsense. You slaved over the oven for us. The least we can do is clean up, Ali replies. Once cleanup is done, we all make our way back outside on the patio to hang around for a bit. Jackson, Ali, Justin, Christian and Batley take a liking to my pool. The adults ended up staying inside to chat in the living room with coffee. Eleanor, Evelyn and I sat on the chairs watching them play volleyball. I can't help but admire Christian, from his 8-pack to his back muscles and his tanned skin. The arch is truly a Greek god. I'm convinced. So Eleanor, are you excited for school tomorrow? Trying to pry my eyes away from Christian's frame. I'm quite nervous actually. I haven't had the best track record in school, she says lowly. She proceeds to cross her arms and look down. She has gotten more comfortable around us, but I still see her often retreating to her shell. Christian explained me a bit of her situation during our date. I can't believe her own father would do something like that. Abusing your own child is horrible. Well, don't worry, you have us now. Well, be so annoying you will wish we left us alone, Evelyn jokes. As a former new girl, trust me, you'll have a blast. She seems to be a bit more reassured as she lets out a small smile. We continue gossiping until the boys and Gally thought splashing water all over us was a good idea. We all ran around frantically trying to dodge the pool water. You can run but you can't hide, Angel Christian whispers as he tries to sneak up on me. I run off the deck to the side of the house in hopes of losing him. Clearly that didn't help. I feel strong arms wrap around me and pull me into a hard chest. I turn around to see Christian's blue orb staring directly at me. Oh, Christian, you're all wet, I reply, cringing my face. He smiles at me and shakes his hair in my face. I try to pry away from his hold without success. He proceeds to sticking his tongue out at me. Sorry, Angel. I couldn't resist, he says, smiling widely, showcasing his beautiful dimples and white teeth. I take this as an opportunity to get back at him as he slowly released his hold around me. As soon as my feet touch the ground, I duck under his left arm, kick his right leg and he falls right on the ground. Sorry, Christian. I couldn't resist him and stick me tongue out. He smirks at me and I dart before he can get me back. I can't help but explode in laughter as I make my way back onto the deck. Following behind me is a grass-covered Christian. Everyone turns towards us and erupts in laughter. Oh my God. What happened? Evelyn shouts in a mid-giggle. Someone thought it was funny to distract me enough and launch me on the ground, Christian says in a pout, eyeballing me. Don't fight with fire if you can't take with flames, I reply, smirking. We all start laughing again, and Christian grabs the hose and gets all the grass off his body. Oh dear Christian, I would like to think you know better than to use a hose as a shower at a guest's house. Stephanie exclaims as the adults step back outside on the patio. We all look at each other and start laughing all over again. It seems I've e-slipped in the grass, Mom, he says bluntly and staring right at me. Stephanie catches the hint and runs over to me to give me a high five. That's my girl, she says excitedly. We all dry off and finally everyone had to leave to continue on with their days. Thanks again for having us. How about next Sunday we host? Tobias says as he shakes my dad's hand. Sure, that sounds great. See you this week, Dad replies, and the couple makes their way into the car. See you at school tomorrow, Leah, Ali says. Everyone else smiles and waves goodbye. Christian gives me a kiss on the forehead before making his departure, and I break out in a blush. Talk to you later, Angel, he says as he leaves the house as well. Aunt Talia, Uncle Joey and Jackson also leave, and finally it's just me and Dad. Look at us hosting brunches. Our friends in Paris would never believe it, Dad says jokingly as we walk back into the living room. We were always so busy. I'm starting to like this laid-back life. Without all the paparazzi all the time, I add. Everywhere we went we used to be bombarded with questions from my mom. Anyways, I have to get started on my homework. Math waits for no one, I say as I turn to go back to my room. I haven't gotten anything done all weekend so far, so I need to get a couple of hours in. The rest of the day went by pretty quickly. I finished my homework. Dad ordered pizza for dinner. We both watched a movie, and then finally it was time to go to bed before facing yet another Monday morning. At least I had a blast today. I scrolled through my social media one last time before finally closing my eyes and going to sleep. 11. No primi way be so Eleanor. I'm so happy you'll be here. Lucky for you you're stuck with me for French first period, I say excitedly. Just as Dad dropped me off at school, I saw Bentley walking in with Eleanor, so I rushed to catch up with them. Oh, and hey Bentley, I add. There's so many people here. Eleanor lets out in a whisper and clings to Bentley's side. He wraps his arm around her to help ease her stress. Don't worry about it, Eleanor. You have us here. Remember, you can contact me whenever. He speaks slowly to her. Hey, Leah. Good timing, he adds and looks towards me with a slight smile. We continue walking in the school and make a quick stop in the office for Eleanor's official schedule. After picking it up, we go our separate ways as I make my way to my locker. Bentley said he is going to escort Eleanor to class himself, and I promised to save her a seat beside me. I slowly make my way towards my locker, walking through the busy school walls. Hey, Leah. Giselle passes by me in the hallways. She's such a kind soul and I love playing with her. Good morning, Giselle. I smile back at her. After our brief exchange, I finally reach my locker. After a couple of minutes looking for my things, the bell rings and it's time to get to first period. I quickly make way to class and reserve the seat beside me for Eleanor. After a couple minutes of sitting down and a small conversation with Isabella, I finally see Eleanor make her way through the door. She looks like she's seen a ghost. I get up right away and wave at her so she comes to sit beside me. I can see the relief on her face once we make eye contact, and she hurriedly makes her way to the desk beside me. Maintenant scores différents vont trail font puisque j'ai finalement eu un ami qui me comprend. Now my French classes will be fun since I finally have a friend who understands me, I say to her. I learned during our first encounter that she was raised with French as a mother tongue. Si bitiment is tellement gros et il y a beaucoup de personnes dans les corridors. The building is so big, and there's so many people in the hallways. She replies. Maybe she has never been to school before. As to DJ one tell Cole. Have you ever been to school before, I ask her. Pendant quoques en s. Mais s'iltait un petit col privé for a couple of years. But it was a small private school, she replies. You'll love it, you trust me, I say, and give her a little squeeze on her hand. Soon enough the second bell rings and class starts. Lunchtime, Evelyn says as she jumps around my locker. I've never met anyone so infatuated by food before. Yes, let's go. We should be there before Eleanor and Bentley show up. I reply and grab her arm to drag her in the cafeteria. We spot Ali and Jackson and join them at our usual table. Hey guys. I'll be right back, I have to buy my lunch, I say quickly as Evelyn sits down. I slowly make my way in line for the cafeteria. Hey, freak. Did I stutter, I hear behind me. I quickly turn around to see that girl Emily picking on Eleanor. Where did Bentley go? I leave my spot right away to go and confront Emily. I'm not holding back this time. I hear Eleanor stuttering as she holds her arms up to protect herself. What's going on here, Emily? I say pretty loudly. I make my way between Emily and Eleanor, shielding her from Emily's nasty glare. Just teaching stutter over here how to speak, she says, snickering as she turns to other girls who I presume are her sidekicks. Back off or I'll make you, I threaten. This is the second time she acts like this. No more nice, Amelia. Emily's facial expression turned into a smirk. Oh yeah, what are you going to do? She says, giggling, as if she's not threatened at all. I start to see a crowd from around us, looking to see what the commotion is about. I was about to kick your ass last weekend. Unless you want a repeat of that situation, I suggest you apologize to Eleanor, I reply, flashing her with my very own smirk. I turn around to look at Eleanor, with tears running down her face. God, where the hell is Bentley? You think I'm scared of you, pathetic human, she replies. I hiss at she human too. Suddenly I see her eyes change from their usual blue color to pitch black. What the hell? Emily, control yourself. Don't forget who you're talking to here. Apologize now. Evelyn Butson walks between Emily and I. Suddenly, it almost seems as though Emily starts shaking. It sounds like she's growling. Both Justin and Jackson run to the scene, pick up Emily and run out of the cafeteria. They'll be back for you. You stupid bitch. Watch your back because I'm now finished. She screams as she's being pulled out of the cafeteria. What the hell just happened? Right as I turn around, I finally see Bentley and Christian running to the scene. Eleanor. There you are. Bentley runs over to Eleanor, pulling her into a hug. Christian follows close behind and runs towards me. What happened? Are you hurt? Christian says worriedly as he scans my body for injuries. I was standing in line when I overheard Emily bullying Eleanor, who was left alone. I emphasized, glaring at Bentley. Seeing how worried Eleanor was this morning, in shock, he left her side. I stepped in and told Emily to back off, I replied to Christian, looking into his bright blue eyes. He pulls me into a hug and rests his head in the crook of my neck. In almost an instant, my anger from before vanishes from his embrace. Nothing else to see here, resume your lunch, Christian states. Everyone went right away and sat back in their seats, no questions asked. I slowly make my way out of Christian's embrace and turn towards Eleanor, who is still on the floor in Bentley's arms. Eleanor, are you all right? I ask as I take a step towards her. She looks right up at me and breaks out of Bentley's hold and practically jumps in my arms. Thank you so much, Lee, she says in a low whisper. I hug her tightly, then finally let her go so that she can go back with Bentley. Christian follows me back in the cafeteria line so that we can get our lunch. He chooses a meatball sub, and I go for turtle any. After we've both paid, we rejoin our group for lunch. Well, that was quite hectic. I didn't know you had that in you, Leah, Justin says. I don't like it when people mess with my own. I consider all of you family now. I say simply before taking a bite of my pasta. I look over at Christian, who gives me a reassuring smile. I've always known you for being quite the badass, Jackson teases. We dropped the conversation about before after his comment. We finished lunch quite peacefully and the rest of the day went by well. Emily was nowhere to be seen. Dad was there to pick me up after school and we made our way back home. How do you feel about a charcuterie board for dinner tonight, Dad? I ask as we enter the house. Sure, May. I have some paperwork to go over tonight anyways. So simple is best. He replies. I head right into the kitchen to start cutting up the food and Dad makes his way in his home office. I plug in my phone to the speaker and jam out while I prepare dinner. After a little while, it's finally ready and I called Dad in the kitchen so we can eat. I'm so happy you went to those cooking workshops, Millie, Dad says. I look over to him and let out a grin. Dad, do you still love her? I ask him on a more serious note. I'll love her for the rest of my life, Millie. Your mother is the love of my life. he replies, looking down. I'm really sorry about the way I acted when she died, Dad. I couldn't handle it, and partying and drinking was my way of forgetting. I'm so sorry I left you alone, I say. My last months in Paris I had completely changed. My heart always hurt. The one way of getting rid of it was distracting myself and partying. I was not the easiest child to handle for my dad during those times. I regret everything. It was your way of coping, Millie. I wasn't around much either when everything happened. I'm just so overjoyed that you found your spark again. Seeing you so happy again. It warms my heart, honestly. He replies, damn, here comes the waterworks. I want you to be happy to Dad. Whatever it takes, I pull him into a hug. We both sit there for a little while, just leaning on each other. Okay, enough of this sappiness. I'll clean the dishes. You get going on your homework, he says. I let out a little laugh and head into my room to do my homework for the night. Once I finished my homework, I watched some episodes of Modern Family with Dad before going back to my room and heading to bed. After a long day of school, I close my locker and get ready to make my way to the lacrosse field. I had to stay back to return a book at the library, so I'm meeting everyone else at the game. As soon as I walk closer to the field, I'm shocked with the amount of people here. There was already a lot of people at my game last week, but now, there's almost no more room left to sit. Leah over here, I turned to see Ali calling me over. Right before I turned to go meet up with the rest of the group, I look on the field and see Christian running towards me. I decide to walk over and reach him first. I was worried my good luck charm was going to show up. He lets out a smirk. Just remember our deal, All-Star. 3 goals, I reply, giving him a smirk of my own. Anything for you, Angel, he says, leaning over to kiss my cheek. My cheek heats up in a matter of seconds from his action. You better get back there. Good luck, I say. He flashes me a wink before returning to the team. On my part, I turn and head towards the rest of the group. You guys are so cute, Evelyn says as soon as I take my seat on the bleachers. I reply to her comment with the blood rushing to my pink cheeks. She lets out a little giggle and soon enough the game starts. I have to admit, Christian and Bentley are amazing athletes. It's a close game between both teams and they're playing pretty dirty. But I can tell both boys are handing their own with ease. So far Christian has only scored 1 goal and we're 20 minutes in the game. I hope we didn't miss too much. Stephanie says her and Christian's dad make their way on the bleachers. Bentley has 2 assists and Christian scored 1 goal so far, I reply. They give me a quick nod and turn towards the game. There's only 5 minutes left and our team is ahead by only 1 goal. Christian has already scored 2. And Bentley has scored 1. Jason, a member on our Lacrosse team, makes a quick pass to Bentley, who runs up the field and sends it to Christian, who manages to launch the ball hard in the top corner of the net. Looks like he makes his 3 goals after all. He flashes me with a wide grin as soon as he scores, before returning to the game. After another couple of minutes of back and forth play, the game is finished and we won. The crowd rushes to the field to congratulate the players. We had decided before the game that we'd all go to the diner afterwards, so everyone except me and Eleanor left to reserve our table. Both her and I are awaiting Bentley and Christian on the sidelines. I see Bentley making his way over and Christian not far behind him after a few minutes. Great job, Benny, Eleanor says. He quickly grabs her and gives her a soft peck on the lips. They both leave for the parking lot. After a moment I look up to see Christian's bright blue eyes in front of me. He picks me up and spins me around. I told you I wouldn't let you down, he says with a huge smile. I let out a giggle and he places me back on the ground. We both get lost in each other's eyes again. When he starts to lean forward and looks down at my lips, I notice him quickly wet his own before leaning more and more towards me. He stops about 2 centimeters before me and I'm the one who quickly closes the gap. Our lips collide and warmth and butterflies fill my entire body. His lips are incredibly soft and fit mine like they were made for each other. He places his hands on my hips gently and pulls me into his strong frame. I wrap my arms around my neck, into my fingers his soft locks. The kiss is quite soft at first, but gets intense where his tongue lightly brushes my lips asking for entrance. My body feels as if it's on cloud 9 in his embrace. Things start to get even more heated when suddenly whistling sounds from his teammates interrupt our moment, and I swear I heard Christian growl lowly, "Get a room, Jason," one of his teammates say. I break the kiss and Christian pulls me even closer into him, my lips still tingling from our past actions. I can feel Christian's body stiffen from Jason's comment. As soon as Jason leaves, he loosens his hold on me, and we are once again met in each other's gaze. "Wow" is his only word. I let out another giggle. "Wow indeed," I say sheepishly. I can already feel all my blood rushing to my cheeks. He lets out a chuckle of his own and rests his hand on the small of my back to guide me to his car in the parking lot. I allow my body to rest close to his during our journey to the parking lot. Once we reach his car, he opens my door for me and I buckle in as he makes his way on his side. "You played amazing, by the way," I say. When he hops in his seat, "Thanks, Angel. Those guys were pretty annoying though. Always slashing to high on the stick," he replies. I can sense the irritation in his tone. He switches gears and pulls out of the parking lot. "We also. Your mom was about to get on the field and yell at the referee," I say jokingly. He lets out a small chuckle. "My mom's quite the mama bear sometimes. But you got love her for it," he replies with a smile on his face. After another 5 minutes, we both make it into the diner. It's a cute little joint, with a major retro 50s vibe. As soon as we walk in, we're greeted with smiles and hollers from the others to join their table. We walk right to where they're sitting. "Good game, Christian," Jackson says. "Yeah, you and Bentley killed it out there," Justin adds. "Thanks guys," Christian replies, as we both take our seats in the booth. The vibe of the diner is so cool, with red leather booths, old neon signs everywhere on the walls, and even a jukebox. "I hope you don't mind. You guys took a while, so we ordered you both pao thai," Ness Evelyn said. "Sure, that sounds great," I reply, smiling. Christian and I exchange a quick glance and smile at each other. He rests his hand on my thigh under the table. Every time we touch, it's like a sense of security overfills my body. I wonder if he feels the same. "I hope you guys have some extra cash lying around, because I saw today that it's the semi-annual sale at Victoria's Secret this Saturday," Evelyn exclaims. Allie and I perk up. Meanwhile, Eleanor just sits there looking a little confused. "Eleanor, Allie, we're leaving at 10 am and Leah, be ready for 10:10, because we need to get there as soon as it opens," Evelyn adds. "The boys all grown. What's with all your attitude? It's not like you guys are coming with us at Victoria's Secret," I ask. The boys quickly exchange glances. "Boys' Day," they all say in unison. We all let out a good laugh, and finally the waiter is back with our food. Only the sound of chewing is heard around the table as we attack our meals. Once we all finish, we pay and exit the diner. After saying goodbye to everyone, I hop in the car with Christian, since he offered to drive me home. "Hey Christian, can we do something I've always wanted to do?" "Anything," he replies with a smile. "Can we open all the windows and the sunroof? Blast the radio." "I heard it's a Californian beach vibe thing," I say. He nods and opens all the windows, then cranks the volume to the max on the radio. I let out a little squeal, then let my hair get blown by the wind and hail the salty sea breeze. Christian lets out another chuckle, and we both sing along to the music. To Unapishit. "We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun, so if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, it'll carry you home tonight. We are young F. Okay. That was fun," I say excitedly when the song finishes. Christian closes all the windows and lets out another laugh of his own. We both turn towards each other with big grins. "Enjoy the moment, Angel. You're the only one who's going to see me like this," I reply, smirking. I playfully hit him on the arm, and soon enough we pull into my driveway. He puts the car in park and faces me. "Thank you for coming to my game today. You don't know how much I appreciated seeing you there," he says, with sincerity written all over his face. I grab a hold on his hand and give it a squeeze. "I had a great time, Christian. I'm really happy I came," I reply, flashing him with a smile. He leans over and gives me a quick kiss on the cheek. After that, I unbuckle my seat belt and grab my school bag. "Thanks for the lift. See you tomorrow." Good night, I say as I get out of the car. Good night, beautiful, he replies as he pulls out my driveway. As soon as I enter the house, I wave hi to Dad, who's on the phone, and make my way upstairs to shower. After a long overdue scrub, I change into my matching pair of pineapple PJs and go back downstairs. Hey Millie, how was the game? Dad asks as he finishes his last bite of pizza. It was good. We won. Can I go shopping with Ali, Evelyn and Eleanor on Saturday? I reply, sure. Do you want to do something together Friday? Dad questions, I forgot I had a day off at school on Friday. Sounds great. Let me know what you think of. I reply with a grin. Dad and I haven't had much time to hang out together much, so I'm happy to spend more time with him. Dad and I spend the rest of the night watching TV and stuffing our faces with popcorn. 12. UNE Betailed Anne's laugh at another strike. Dad yells and gives me a high five. It's finally Friday. Dad and I are spending the day together. We started by going for brunch. Then we sparred in his gym for a couple of hours. Our last stop is the bowling alley. Then home to watch an Avengers movie marathon. Okay Dad, you're up for the win, I reply, handing him a blue marble bowling ball. Dad takes the ball, lines up in the alley, takes his standing position and launches the ball. Both of us are leaning left and right watching the ball roll down the slippery wood floor. Bam! All pins go down. Dad and I jump up at the same time yelling. I yell out of anger. Dad yells with a victory dance. Loser does the laundry, Dad snickers. Maybe he'll throw in some of my gym stuff, he adds. I give him a little shove as we make our way back to the front desk to return our shoes. Thanks for the game, Dad says as he hands his shoes to the worker. The worker takes our shoes and we make our way out to the parking lot. So any upcoming fights? Dad sometimes gets called to train fighters all around the world. That's another reason for why we always traveled so much. I'm working on a deal here actually. I cheers a new fighter and from his videos. He shows a lot of promise, Dad replies as he pulls out of the parking lot. That's great, Dad. Hopefully you could get Uncle Bruce to come and visit our gym, I reply. Uncle Bruce isn't really my uncle, but he has been my dad's best friend since they fighting 30 years ago. I'm trying to. He said he'll try and come out for the summer, Dad says. After about 20 minutes dead, I are finally home. We both go shower and change into comfy pajamas. Then make our way back to the living room to start our Avengers movie marathon. Dad grabs 2 bowls of popcorn and starts the movie. Superhero movies are my dad's favorite. It's now for Am and Dad and I are both crying from the last movie. He turns off the TV and we both make our way to bed. Looks like I won't be getting much sleep tonight since the girls are going to be here at 10. I brush my teeth and jump in my bed in starfish formation. It only takes a matter of seconds for darkness to consume me and I fall into a deep slumber. Millie, wake up, your friends are going to be here in 20 minutes. I'm awoken by Dad's voice shaking me from my slumber. Shoot. My eyes flash open and I pounce out of bed. I feel like I barely slept 20 minutes. I say tiredly. Dad lets out a chuckle and leaves my bedroom. I run into my closet and throw on a white top paired with ripped jean shorts and white sneakers. After approving my outfit for the day, I race into the bathroom and begin brushing my teeth and doing my morning facial routine. I decide to do a fist-tape braid in my hair today and put on a coat of mascara on my eyelashes. Millie, I hope you're ready. The girls are pulling up. Dad yells from downstairs. I grab my purse and exit my room to meet everyone downstairs. Leah, are you ready to spend all your money? Evelyn says as she sees me enter the room. I can already tell she's holding back a squeal. We'll see how good the sales are, I reply, chuckling. I wave a goodbye to Dad and join the girls in the car. There shouldn't be much of a lineup to get into the store, but remember, girls, elbows up. Evelyn says. Evelyn, it's just a sale. Not the last meal on earth, Ali says, laughing at her ridiculousness. Eleanor and I exchange a giggle. Let me enjoy my shopping moment, Miss Grumpy, Evelyn says, sticking her tongue out. Oh, Leah, Christian wanted you to come back to the house with us afterwards. Something about a picnic, Evelyn says. I can't help but smile a little hearing that. Just hearing his name starts to warm my heart. At least we know who's buying lingerie alley jokes. My face gets even redder at the comment. We're not even official yet. I'm not planning on jumping in bed with him anytime soon, I say, attempting to hide my embarrassment. Maybe you guys could help me out. I think Bentley and I are ready, Eleanor says timidly. Evelyn. Allie and I squeal. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You're gonna knock his socks off when we're done with you, Evelyn says. Soon enough, we pull into the mall parking lot. Surprisingly, there isn't much of a line at Victoria's Secret, so we go right in the store. Oh, Evelyn, you have to try the plum. Justin will love it, Allie says as she hands her a corset. I swear we've been in the store for only a couple of minutes and her hands are already full. Eleanor, red will look great on you, I say. Eleanor walks over to where I am and picks out a few things. I'm not letting this sale go to waste, Leah. I'd recommend looking for something white. It'll look great on your skin color, Evelyn says, flashing me a wink. We spend a good 2 hours in the store trying on millions of undergarments and finally buying everything. I recommend stopping at a nearby cafe to recharge from being on our feet for so long. A cute restaurant comes into view and we decide to go and get a table. Hey girls, need some company. A random guy comes up to us and asks, as we're looking through the menus. She is pretty tall, with super pale skin and brown hair, quite lanky too. We're good, Addie says coldly. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to pass this up, another guy appears. Guy's shorter than the first guy, but they share the same lanky figure. We'll pass, Evelyn says. We all give them cold glares. I guess they don't get the message, since they decide to bump me and I over to take on the booth. This guy beside me smells like 1,000 pounds of cheap cologne. I can barely hold back the cringe coming on my face. I'm pretty sure they asked you guys to leave them alone, I hear a familiar male voice say. I look up to see Christian, with Bentley behind him. If looks could kill, the 2 lanky dudes would be gone all out. Now if our friends, actually one of the creepy guy answers and attempts to put his arm around me. I scoot the furthest I can away from him. Christian catches his arm before he touches me. Let me rephrase. Get your paws off my girlfriend before I make you, he grits out. His eyes are no longer the blue I'm used to. Now they've turned into a dark black. Oh, sorry man, we were just playing. CM on Cody, the creep says as he pulls his friend, and they rush out of the restaurant. All the girls relax as soon as they leave. Thanks, brother. They just were and getting the message, Evelyn says, rolling her eyes. Both boys also let out a deep breath. I was about to introduce that guy to my right hook. I say, half jokingly, I'm just glad we got here fast enough. Why don't we finish this at home? Christian replies. We all agree and leave the restaurant. Allie and Evelyn leave in the first car and me and Eleanor get pulled in the boys' car. I sit in the front with Christian, who has his hand securely on my thigh, and Eleanor sits in back with Bentley. The car ride is pretty awkward and tense. Luckily Christian's eyes are back to their normal blue. Maybe it was all in my head. We get back to their house after a short drive. I'm going to take Leah out now. Is that okay, Leah? Christian says he opens the door card all for me. Sure, thanks for the shopping day, girls. I say with a smile. Evelyn takes my bags from me and I wave bye to them. Come with me, Christian says as he takes a hold of my hand. We go behind the house, towards the dense forest. Now not when you take me in the forest and murder me, right? I say jokingly. He snickers a little and continues our walk. As we walk into the forest, I notice tons of different trails leading all sorts of ways. Don't worry, you're safe with me, Angel, he says with a grin. We walk in a comfortable silence for a little while. I admire the greenery and spot out all surrounding wildlife. Amelia, I won't be going to school anymore, Christian blurts out during our walk. I stop dead in my tracks. What do you mean? My eyes wide. He frowns in return. I've officially taken over my dad's business and I don't need or have time for both. Me and Bentley won't be there anymore, he says. Why would you take it over now? There's only 3 months left of school, I ask. For several different reasons, he says vaguely. Either way, if I finish or don't finish school, it doesn't change regarding my future, so it was decided now he finishes. I can't but stop a frown from coming on my face. So I won't see you anymore. My voice cracking a bit. I always looked forward to seeing him in school, especially since we are partners in chemistry. Of course I still want to see you. He looks me right in the eyes and holds both my hands. Just it won't exactly be at school anymore. I can see the disappointment on his face too. We both don't say anything for a while and get lost in each other's eyes, staying in place. After a minute or so, we are interrupted by a crunching noise. My heart starts beating rapidly at the thought of someone sneaking up on us in the middle of a forest. I look over to Christian, who remains emotionless. Angel, stay behind me. And when I say to close your eyes, I want you to close your eyes, he says with no emotion in his voice. What do you mean? Is someone here? I ask worriedly. Jackson and Bentley are on their way. Do you trust me? He replies, with the same emotionless tone. Why are they coming? What's going on? I say, and suddenly we are met with more crunching and cracking noises. I jump behind Christian, holding his tense arm for reassurance. If you trust me, close your eyes and stay where you are, he replies. We both look up to see 5 of the biggest wolves I've seen in front of us snarling. They're almost as tall as me. My heart picks up like a drum set and I dig my hands in Christian's arm, holding in a scream. Okay, Leah, close your eyes. Christian looks back at me with a pleading face. He waits there for a couple of seconds to see that in no way I'll ever close my eyes, with huge snarling wolves staring at us like we're a feast. He sighs and releases me from his hold. Shift and no one gets hurt, he booms. Like HEG is speaking to the wolves. What is shift supposed to mean? Amelia, get back. Christian, suddenly. I take 2 steps away from him with my shaky legs. As soon as I do, a wolf lunges at us. Let out a scream and freeze in place. My eyes shut, expecting the contact from the wolf. But it never comes. I open my eyes back up when I hear more crackling and see that Christian is nowhere to be found, and I lie noused and behind an even bigger black wolf. One that is much larger than me on 4 legs that I am on too. I swear at the rate my heart is beating I'm going to have a heart attack. I see another one of the 5 initial wolves lunge at me, but it's quickly blocked from me by the big black wolf. The black wolf snaps the other wolf's neck within a matter of seconds. I'm so busy watching the commotion in front of me, I don't notice a wolf behind me knocking me down. I fall hard underneath the ashy grey wolf and hit my head on a tree root. As fast as I feel the weight of the grey wolf on me, it's lifted off me and thrown against a tree a good 10 yards away. I lift up my now pounding head and see the big black wolf looking right at me. It has blue eyes, not red ones like the other wolves. Somehow my heart rate relaxes a bit when I make eye contact with the wolf. Those eyes look so familiar. Our moment is soon ended with 2 brown wolves jumping in our direction. The black wolf dodges one and scratches the other. During the 2-on-1 battle, I see another 2 wolves in my peripheral vision. They too are noticeably bigger than the initial 5 wolves, but have nothing on the black one in front of me. I make eye contact with each of them and move to get up off the ground and run. Unfortunately, the second I attempt to lift myself off the ground, my arms give out and my black dots fill my shaky vision. I collapse once again on the ground, unable to move. Where the hell did Christian go? Christian POV. Bentley, get your asses here now. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Logan, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. In with Amelia. I mind-linked the guys. I was so busy concentrating on Amelia. My mind link was often so were my senses. Shift and no one gets hurt. I use my alpha voice, hopefully scaring off the rogues so that I don't have to shift in front of my mate. I wait a few seconds to see they only respond with more snarls. Looks like everything is about to go to shit. Amelia, get back, I say. If they lunge at me, I'd feel safer with the extra distance between us. Soon enough the first fleabag lunges at me and I'm forced to shift in mid-air to block him from my mate. I'm able to kill it instantly. Hopefully the other ones are as bad at fighting as their friend here. now in my transformed black wolf. I look back at Amelia to see her confused and scared face. I can hear her heartbeat from here. At this rate, I'm worried she'll pass out. I turn back to snarl at the rogues, when I hear rustling behind me and see a wolf who knocked Amelia down. The scent of her blood sends me, and my wolf's aviar on overdrive. I pounce on the rogue and launch it towards a tree. I back closer to an almost unconscious Amelia, taking a defense position. Two other rogues pounce on me, what I just nearly dodged and one on my back. I roll over quickly and shake the dirty wolf off me, lunge at the first wolf, and get a good bite at its neck. The second rogue gets a bite on my leg before I manage to kick it off on me towards another tree. The cracking sound confirms my kill. The scents of Jackson and Bentley calm my wolf a little bit, seeing as though there is only two live rogue left. And three of us. Well, take care of the last, Christian. Get to Amelia, Bentley says. I give them a nod and turn towards my mate. She has a trail of blood coming from the back of her head. I shift back and run to her. Her heartbeat is faint. I need to get her to the pack doctor fast. I hold her in my arms, bridal style, and run through the forest. Her scent and touch is the only thing keeping me from force shifting right now. Drive. Denver, I need you now. Your Luna is about to be unconscious. I mind link the pack doctor. Angel, please stay awake. Fight for me. I whisper to her. As I look down, I see her eyes fully closed. Even her heart rate is very slow down. I spot the clinic and barge through the front doors. Get me a gurney. Was Dr. Denver? I yell out to all the nurses. They scram all around and bringing over a gurney for my Amelia. I lay her on the bed and hold her hand while I follow her into a room. I see the pack doctor. Drive. Denver there as soon as we walk in. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You need to back away so I can check her for injuries, he says nervously. I growl loudly at the thought of leaving my angel when she is most vulnerable. Christian Black. Let the doctor save your mate. Now I hear the yelling voice of my mother. I turn to her, trying to pry me away from my mate. Realizing she's right, I hesitantly let go of my mate and give her one last look before I leave the room. That's no way to behave to a man who's just trying to help your mate, Christian. I know she's hurt, but you need to let the poor man do his job. My mom says. Mom also throws a pair of shorts my way. With all the action, I forgot I was completely naked. I grab them and throw them on quickly. She was bleeding from her head, Mom. It's all my fault if I was so distracted. I growl lowly and run my hands through my hair. I can't afford to get lost in Amelia like that. She's only human, and today is an exact example of how fragile she really is. How is she? I see Bentley run in the hospital. What the hell happened? I notice Evelyn making her way into the waiting room. Are they all dead? I ignore my beta and my sister's questions. We kept one for questioning, but the rest are dead, Bentley replies. That last rogue will wish he was dead for what he put my mate through. How did they get past the border, I ask. All 3 patrols are passed out. It seems they've used some sort of sleepy gas to get by, Bentley replies. I was about to answer when Drive. Denver makes his appearance in the hall. She's going to be okay. We had to give her 4 stitches on the arm and she has a concussion. She's resting right now, but she should be pretty tired for a couple of days, seeing as though she's lost quite a bit of blood. The doctor finishes. Relief washes over me. Amelia is going to be okay. Thank you, doctor. I apologize for before I say briskly and walk back into Amelia's room. Seeing her lie there, drained of energy, breaks my heart. Her beautiful blonde hair is now stained and matted from dried blood. Her skin dirty and scraped up from her fall, and her eyelids hiding her beautiful hazel eyes from me. I walk over to her and pull in a chair beside her bed and reach for her hand. The sparks I feel from her touch confirm she's okay. I calm myself down as I inhale her scent. Do I call her Dad? Jackson comes into the room. With my wolf so tense, I end up growling at Jackson's intrusion. Jackson takes a stance back and submits to me, showcasing his neck. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Please tell him to come here. I reply. At least he already knows about our kind. But I bet he won't be happy to see his little girl lying on a hospital bed. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You're e-bleeding too. You need to have the doctor check your leg, you revel and say as she walks in the room. With all the commotion, I forgot about the mutt that bit my ankle. Send in some disinfectant, and it'll heal, I reply. I've got to thank my genes for being blessed with rapid healing. Evelyn comes back with a bottle of disinfectant and leaves the room. I reach over and pour the contents of the bottle on my leg. I hiss at the staining, and dab my leg with some gauze. That'll do. I turn back towards my mate, with a pull at my heart. I could have lost her today. I don't think I could ever recover from losing my Amelia. She's become my entire being, my own angel. The mate bond made my attraction to her instant. But I knew I loved her after our first walk on the pier. Just everything I'll ever need in this world. Where's my doji tea, oh God, Millie? I hear Mr. Evans come barge into the hospital room. He runs over to her hospital bed and grabs a hold of her other hand. What the fuck happened? You said she was safe here. David yells, glaring. My patrol got knocked out and 5 rogues attacked us. One sneaked up behind me when I was fighting the other ones, I say lowly, ashamed of my capacity of protecting my mate. Thank God it was only 5. I guess she knows. David asks with a shaky breath. I mean, I would guess she saw me shift. We can't keep it from her anymore. I gave you until she was in danger. I can't wait until she graduates anymore, I reply. Initially David wanted to wait until she graduated to embark in our world. And seeing as though HE's been keeping this secret from her way longer than I have, I accepted his terms. After today, and done lying to her, I understand. He pauses. Do you truly love her, he asks, looking straight into my eyes. In a matter of weeks, she has become my everything, so I reply. What I felt with her mother was already all-consuming, and in only half werewolf. I can only imagine how intense mates must be for you, he says. We both fall into a silence after that. David and Joey, Jackson's dad, are both half werewolves. Joey's mate was a high-ranked werewolf in our pack, so Jackson came out a werewolf. But David's mate, Amelia's mom. So Amelia is human. She could maybe have some lycanthropy DNA in her bloodstream, but it's so little that she doesn't feel any effect. Besides the mate bond, David was not thrilled hearing his only daughter was mated to me, future alpha of the Dawn Pride pack. But after further explaining her role, and him understanding that there's nothing he can do to change fate, he accepted it. Our discussion for telling Amelia was not easy there. I wanted to tell her right away, whereas David wanted her to have a normal year of school before another big thing altered her life. I agreed to his terms. Seem as though she has been through a lot this past year already. She's going to be groggy for the next few days, I say, breaking the silence. I assumed so. I'm going to get some coffee. Do you want anything? David says as he gets up from the hospital chair. I'm good. Thanks, I reply, and he exits the room. Evelyn, can you bring a change of clothes for Leah, please? I mind link. Sure. Be there in 5, she replies. Finally, Xavier has calmed down inside me, seeing as there is no more threat to my mate. Now I have to think of how I'm going to let her out of my sight after this whole situation. How I'm going to explain this world to her. Explain that we're mates and figure out a way to be around her enough. While not attending school. Easier said than done, that's for sure.